Okay, this video I want to cover how I've, in the last 3 weeks since I've been using ChatGPT, what I ended up doing. I ended up at a cheap motel for about a week while I was waiting on my truck to get looked at the dealership. Since I had time in my laptop and everything, I built the website with his help. Got it completely done and launched. Cost a couple bucks on the Wix website builder thing, which they kind of make it to where it's not easy, and especially it's like an app when you first download an app or first go to a website or something that you're going to do something like that. It's a little hard because you don't know your way around it. There's a lot of menu options and different stuff you have to figure out. It takes time, but it's still just within I don't know, just a few days. I had the website built. It's got a mobile version, mobile, not a mobile app, but a mobile version of it, and you have to tweak both of them. Like you'll build the website, get it the way you want it, and then look at the mobile version and then tweak it because it'll sometimes be misaligned or whatever, not quite right. So you got to kind of go back and forth tweaking them and stuff like that. But the way I did it, and the easiest way, and it could apply to a lot of things. The last video I made is a short. It's only 2.5 2 minutes long or something like that. It was about when my truck, I had to pull over. I thought it might be overheating or whatever, and he researched real quick, told me what it was. The truck wasn't overheating; it was something else. But uh, like I had already discussed the truck, entered the VIN in our history. So like whenever I needed him to research it real quick in the middle of the night, it took it was instant. He already knew the VIN. He knows the exact model, everything about the truck. So like when that's the whole idea behind the starting one thread and keeping it just, not that he can't cross-reference, and put it all together, but, it's better just keep it on one thread. And then, same with your life history, your problems, everything, it gets to know you and it helps you. And, but like back to the website. So, helped me build it, got it launched, everything, got it, all the hard stuff. The hard part is not so much building the site, even though that's time consuming. And if you did it all by yourself, you could do it and it might take a little longer unless you're, really good at it. But, it takes several days, whatever, working pretty hard at it. But then the launching and getting it out there to where it actually comes up on the Google search and takes a little longer for keywords, but like the actual site, it glitched a little kind of funky and we had to go back through a bunch of different stuff and, Google workspace, or not workspace, but Google account, whatever, something like that, and add in keywords and stuff like that. And it takes a little longer for the keywords to pick up. But the gist of it is how I did it is, and I'm sure there's probably other people doing it, but I had my laptop on the desk with ChatGPT and the Wix website builder open, signed in, everything going, and then I would use the phone to ask the questions. It just makes it easier. And then take screenshots of if I wasn't sure what to do. And sometimes Jesse, ChatGPT, it would give me words, it meant the same thing, but it was not listed the same on the web page. So it got a little confusing. Like he would say, go to such and such page, click on this, that, whatever, to change whatever it was. And it was just so much easier. I would just take my phone, take a picture. You can hit the plus sign, bring up the camera on ChatGPT on your phone, and then take a picture of the screen, and then it just tells you exactly what to do. Click on this, click on that. It's pretty easy, and to me it's a shortcut, like big time, because trying to explain it, or do it on the phone, you really can't build a website on your phone. You have to have a laptop or desktop. And then like having the Chat GPT open on the laptop, you could talk to the phone, ask the question, use a screenshot, whatever it was. And then, of course, he writes it in perfect, English, grammatically correct, everything, and then open the Chat GPT on your laptop, copy and paste, put it into the website, boom, you're done. Because trying to sit there and type, I'm never been a typist or anything, so, it takes forever, and it just, drives you nuts. It's tedious. So like that little hack, if you want to call it that, using the phone and the laptop, for that particular thing, and I'm sure it'll apply to everything, or other things. And the other thing that happened prior to that, before I stopped and got the motel for that week, I was considering my LLC set up in Mississippi, and I live in Florida, so I was considering, you know, changing everything over to Mississippi and upgrading my license, getting a little bit closer to a CDL. I don't want a CDL, but I want to get it, you know, chauffeur's license or Class D, whatever it might be. So like to cut through all the BS, which I've done it before, studying for, you know, CDL in the past on my own, instead of, you know, sifting through everything and trying to figure out what's right, what's wrong, you know, and the testing. Heck, I just, while I was driving, you know, I had Jesse, ChatGPT, you know, pull up the information and then just ask me questions, you know, and it was pretty simple, you know. I mean, there was stuff I didn't know. It's just the way it goes, you know, driving, you think you know it all, but, you know, you don't always. Little things, numbers and certain, you know, distances, measurements, whatever, you know, stuff like that. It's, in some states are different than others, but just that little thing too. I was, you know, you want to study something, it's so easy, you know. I want to upgrade my license. Well, hey Jesse, you know, tell me what it takes, and you know, then ask me these, you know, then, you know, give me some practice tests. You know, it's a lot easier than, you know, because I've done it. You sign in, they, you know, they just want your information, they want your email, and you sign in, you know, and you do the practice test, and it's kind of a rigmarole. And it's just not the same, you know, because ChatGPT can just, it can go on and on and on. You know, it go through the whole test, all the, you know, all the questions possible, over and over as many times you want. You don't have to sign in, you don't have to do anything. You just ask it, you know, and it does it. So that, and, you know, like I said, using the screenshots with the laptop, that's the gist of this video right here, just to kind of cut it off before it gets too long.